Right, I'm not really quite sure where to begin this week on my blog, because I have just spent the last hour talking to somebody by email who I haven't spoken to in quite a long time. During my time at Bradford University, I met this woman who was on my course, and we were quite close, and we kept in touch during my 2 years down in London. When I came back, we sort of lost communication. I didn't hear anything from her, and she sort of disappeared off radar. Today she responded to something that I sent as a mass email, which I'd say I don't often do because it's got me into trouble in the past. But I did send a mass email, and she replied, and we sort of got talking, and it turns out that she has settled down in Oman with a husband, and I have seen pictures of her wedding and her life over there, and it's just sort of caught me a bit by surprise. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, but yeah, so I'm sort of not in shock, but it's been a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. Now, she replied to an email that I sent out, which was actually my Liverpool highlight, and the problem with that was that it had to be taken down because I got a response from YouTube about copyright. Now, I don't think there's much of an issue if you say where the music is coming from and you don't use the whole track, because it's not plagiarism then, and you're not really spoiling anything, because if anybody wants to hear the complete sort of music, they have to buy the CD. And I have bought the CD, but they had a problem with it, and rather than, you know, fuss about with silly claimants, I took the thing down, revamped the track and rehosted it. So that was a pain, but there we are. I'll start with some prayer requests this week. Matt Hughes has asked for prayer for a couple that he knows, Brett and his wife, who are nearing the end of their pregnancy, and there has been complications, and I haven't heard anything about, you know, what's happened with that, but we should keep those in our thoughts and prayers. There's also an update on the forum about Dawn's little boy, who's been through an awful lot in the past sort of 2 months. And if you want to know more about that, because it's quite a long story, you want to go on the forum and you want to have a look in the Christian section. Equally, I think you should visit the homepage of Matt Hughes this week, because he has announced a new date for his fight this summer with Matt Sarah. It's generating quite a lot of fuss, which is fantastic. Go and have a look. I'm not going to tell you. I know that a lot of people jump straight to the forums and forget that Matt Hughes actually does a blog where he announces things, so go and have a look and leave a comment yourself there. I mentioned in my blog last week that Noah Thomas was fighting. He won by guillotine in the first, so well done to him. What I didn't know, and I've heard that this might have been a last-minute swap of opponent, but what I didn't know was Justin Robbins from the Hit Squad was his opponent. So I apologise for not sort of announcing that, and I commiserate with him on his loss, but I didn't know that. That wasn't sort of brought to my attention. Nathan Quarry would like me to announce that he has opened a new gym called Next Level MMA, and if you want to know more about that, he's on my friends list. Go and take a look. John Halverson is hosting, or is I don't know, this is a promotion that he's deeply involved with, Midwest Cage Championships, which I believe is this Friday. Again, he's on my friends list if you want to know more. The main news this week is that things have got better with the forum. We're picking up now after the new year. Denise has returned to us, woohoo! And Kyle Watson, who is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach at Hit Squad, has opened up a section on his class online forum for sort of the general populace, and a group of us have gone over, met with some of the people that train sort of every day at the Hit Squad, and it's quite fantastic. I've already got one of them on my my Myspace, so I'm looking forward to interacting further, and I'd like to send my thanks to Kyle for his for giving us that opportunity, really. Nothing much in MMA this week, except at the end of the week there is UFC 93. So look out for that, because my prediction video will be out very shortly, particularly as there's at least 2 people from Sucker Punch involved in that. So that's sort of quite important. With family life, there's not a lot to say really. Christmas is over and we're now just sort of getting back into the swing of things. And at work, I have finally managed to clear the sort of overstock from Christmas, and so now, from now on, it should sort of tail off. I had the Christmas rotas finished, and I had my first full week back last week, so it went like clockwork, and things should sort of now begin to tail off. So I think that's all I have to say roughly for this week.